Hi, my name is Marcus, and sadly, I'm one of the very few left of my kind. My kind of immortals, that is. Race, or whatever you want to call it. But, basically, we are dying. Not from anything that's happening to the Earth, but just dying because of certain situations within our immortality, I guess you could say. And it's very interesting, so I'm going to skip the boring part, but I'll make more videos like this if this gets any views. I'll make something more like this, but I can only make this for like a minute and 30 seconds long, which is kind of stupid. But anyway, well, I'll just have to keep recording a minute and 30-second long videos, but I'll eventually get to the end. So, back to the immortal part. Back then, in, well, I should say like 1200, 1300, and 1400, there was millions and millions and millions of immortals. But now there's only 100,000 left. And it's kind of sad when I think about it, but when a regular human thinks about it, they're like, what is that? But yeah, humans get confused. There is two types of immortals. The first type is the one you hear about in movies, the one where you can't die, no matter what it is. Jumping in a volcano is just going to hurt like hell, but you'll eventually get out. And the type of immortal I'm talking about is type 2. Basically, where your mind and soul are immortal. I call it just soul immortal. Basically, you have past lives, you choose to get reborn if you like, and you remember what happened. Now, I used to be type 1 in the 13th, 14th, and 15th century, but I decided not to. Or I decided to give it up because watching loved ones die was kind of hard. And nowadays, living a normal human life of, what's normal, say 80 years is a normal human life. Living that is fine with me, because I have a choice of getting reborn or not. But there's a drawback to each time you get reborn. And that drawback is losing yourself. Losing your mind, losing your sanity. Stuff like that. Now, what do I mean? Well, it's quite simple. Basically, you don't forget who you are, but you forget what you are. You think you can use your abilities, your powers, you think you can use them like an actual, like, superhero. You think you can use them, but you can't. You see you using them, but people just see you being crazy. That's why you see all those people in, like, crazy asylums and stuff like that pretending to be using powers when obviously you can't see anything, but they can. It's not because you can't see it, but it's just because they can see it because their mind is like that. Now, this is going to get more confusing, but I'll try to explain. Now, the first type of immortality, like I mentioned, is the one where you can't die, no matter what happens. But there is one way to kill an immortal that can't die. There's one way to kill the type 1. You basically, you just, like, if, I'll say it like this. Say if you put him in something like a tub of acid, giving his body no time, because, like, acid, eats you, or the stronger acid eats you, you have to give the body no time to regenerate, which is going to kill you, because immortals can come back from, like, cells. They can come back from cells, the type 1, but if those cells get destroyed too quickly, then you can't. That is the only way to kill a type 1 immortal. Now, type 2 immortals well, they're another story because they can die like any normal human. Like shooting someone, a type 2 will kill him. Stabbing, well, it depends where you stab and shoot them, but basically they can die. But the thing is, if they choose to get reborn or not, their mind remembers everything, and their soul is still the same. Your mind and soul are the same, but you just have a new body. And, yeah, you can go back to places you've been, such as, like, in astral projection. I went back to an area that I had my house in 1652 in Ireland. I went back to an area, and I found my house, obviously destroyed, but I found remnants of the house. Yeah, I did have a basement, or whatever, cellar, if you'd call it that. I don't remember the terms back then, because it's been quite a while. But, basically, yeah. Now here becomes the fun part. The way to become the first type and the second type. Now, the first type, no, you cannot become. Because, oh, I left out a huge part. Basically, I am the only one that can grant the first type of immortality to anybody. And I'm not giving it to you. Or anybody, even if they ask or pay or whatever. Simply because I have done so in the past. In shortly before I gave up the first type of immortality, somebody heard from other people that I had the ability to turn people immortal and they would live forever. This guy begged and begged and begged me to make him immortal. So I did. And I told him, you are going to receive major consequences because of this. You will see everybody you love die. Are you sure you really want this? He said yes. I gave it to him. 200 years later, he found me, as I kept getting reborn. He found me, wanted me to take it away, and I said, I tried to warn you, and I said, if I take it away now, your time will catch up to you, and you'll just be turned to dust. He said, do it. It's better than spending this without any family. So I took it away, and his time caught up, and right in front of me, he turned to dust. That's what happens when you become too greedy. Now, the second type of immortality, which I just call soul immortal, or soul immortality, I can grant to anybody I choose, but I have to ask them, and they have to agree. If I ask them and they say no, I can't, because I still have to follow one little stupid thing. It's called free will. Because if you're religious, and you do believe in God, Jehovah, Buddha, or whatever it is, any religion you believe in, or mainly Christianity, I would say, but everyone too, God gave us free will, and that's what we choose to do with it, is what we choose. Now, I can give someone it, and I can take it away. There are 4 forbidden laws that if you break, I will take it away from you. Even there's other things too, I can take it away too, but basically, let's see. It's kind of hard to explain. Anyway, well, why not? In the next video, I'll just wait till this gets to 10 minutes, but in the next video, I will basically tell you my history. So far. But it's gonna be a long one. Anyway. Like I said, you better buckle up. It's gonna be very, very long. Alright. Peace.